Hi, I'm Carly. I'm applying to be a life leader for the 2016-2017 school year. And today we're going to be looking at John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. So this passage is titled, "The Word Became Flesh." So here John is introducing us to God coming to earth in the form of bone and flesh. But what does John actually mean by word? The Word became flesh. Well, when I opened up my Bible to look at this passage, I saw that I had written down the word logos next to these verses. So I went ahead and looked it up and researched it a little bit. And logos, a Greek word, means the force that holds the world together. So he's setting us up for the coming of Jesus, who would be the Savior of the world, and who is going to take those broken pieces that we have and put them back together. And he'd be the one that's also going to hold them together again. And John goes on to say in verse 5 to describe Jesus as a light. He said, "In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind." So when you're reading this, you can almost picture it like seeing the dark and cold world, and slowly this light is getting brighter and brighter, and it's shining all this lightness onto the darkness. And I think the main point of this passage and what John is telling us is that we no longer have to live in brokenness. We have a Redeemer and a Savior coming to the world that's going to give us a hope like we've never seen before. So I think this passage can be applied to your life in so many ways. But the first thing that came to my mind was suffering and being put through trials. And when you're going through a really difficult time, for whatever reason, it can be really easy just to think that you are alone or that the darkness has overcome, and to ask, "Jesus, where are you in all of this?" But going back to this passage, John said, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." Being a believer and a follower of Christ means that we're called to rely on the hope of Jesus with all of our heart, even in the midst of suffering. And this passage is really kind of a perfect reminder that we have the hope of a Father and a King and a Savior. And He came so we wouldn't struggle in the darkness and we wouldn't be alone. So I hope you've enjoyed my video, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch it.